Today we're taking a look at my MacBook Pro setup for YouTube. How do I get these videos done? What's my process? How do I make things happen, basically? So right now I'm using a MacBook Pro Retina 2013, well, late 2013 model, 15-inch, and this is the higher end spec because I didn't think an integrated graphics card would be useful for what I'm doing. Yeah, I needed more CPU power, and I needed more GPU power, which is the video card inside of the computer. The better the video card, the more equipped it is, the more equipped it will be to handle programs like After Effects, Final Cut 10, and just basically things that require frame rates or rendering. So yeah, I got that model, and it has 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig hard drive, and yeah, it's been doing what it's supposed to do for me. I take a lot of pictures, I do videos, I edit projects for people in Final Cut, so the machine's been great. And I needed something portable because I was moving around from New York to different states, and I needed something I could take with me. A Mac Pro wouldn't do the job as of right now. The speed would be good, but the portability would not be so good. So I opt for this machine. It has, you know, the standard ports for every Retina. It's USB 3, Thunderbolt 2, HDMI, SD slot. And just to touch real quick on Thunderbolt 2 and USB 3. USB 3 has a maximum bit rate of 5 gigabits per second. I guess we'll have to do the conversion for that in another video. And Thunderbolt 2 has a maximum bit rate of 20 gigs or 20 gigabits per second. Now, what does that really mean in not just layman's terms, but for the average user? It means that if you plug in a single drive into your Thunderbolt port or your USB 3.0 port, unless it's a SSD, solid state drive, you're not gonna see a big difference. Because a single drive, whether it be a 4 terabyte, a 3 terabyte, a 1 terabyte, older drive that you're plugging into your system that can handle Thunderbolt, or newer SATA 6 gigs a second, those drives cannot do 6 gigs a second, nor can it hit the 10 gigs a second because it's a single drive. The maximum a single drive can do is probably 80 megs or 100 megabits per second. So you're not going to get something that's going to saturate the maximum speed of your port unless you have several drives working together or a solid state drive that's extremely fast. So that's what it means. It means that the maximum traffic that port can handle is what they tell you on paper. So that means you have to just know what to use to get those speeds. So yeah, currently I'm not using a tripod. Right now I'm using a Coleman light, basically one of those lanterns you use for camp. I use this for, you know, ambient light and things like that. So right now my camera's on there. I'm using the 5D Mark II by Canon, and I've been using that since 2010. It's done a lot for me. It's time to upgrade though. And I'm also using I'm not using lights right now. I'm actually using ambient light. But what I would recommend as far as tripod and lighting, I would go with a Oben tripod right now. There's a couple other companies, Gizzo and Manfrotto, which has been a big popular name. But the Oben is pretty reasonable, and it's been recommended by a few guys that I know. And it has a lot of features. It can go really low. I think less than a foot from the ground. And it can go pretty high, about 64 inches from the ground. So it's a good tripod. It's carbon fiber, and it's under $500. And I probably won't use it so much for video, mostly for pictures, or if I'm doing still static shots with video, I'll use it for that. But other than that, you'd have to get something more complex for moving shots or panning and tilting. As far as lighting goes, the Kino Flow, I would say the 4-bank or even a 2-bank. Kino Flows are good. I've seen a couple of them at different production houses and some camera stores like Able Cine, and the construction is top notch. You can't beat it. If the lights fall, they don't shatter. They're actually encased in the tube, and the actual housing is really durable. That's what you're really paying for. You're not paying for just light. You're paying for quality, and you're paying for longevity of life. Right now I'm actually using a Moshi shell for my MacBook because, you know, you want to protect your investment. Never know if you're gonna sell the machine, or if if you're gonna sell the machine to upgrade or whatever you need to do. You just want to protect it because it's bringing in income. So it's something that you want to do. I use a Thunderbolt drive usually for the YouTube videos because it gives me a faster throughput than USB 3. USB 3 kind of moves in bursts, in my opinion. It will give you a fast push in the very beginning, slows down a bit, gives you another push. Thunderbolt is a consistent stream of information being pulled, not at 10 gigs per second, gigabits per second, like we just talked about, but it gives you a consistent stream of whatever speed that drive can handle. And as far as software, I use Final Cut 10 to edit the videos, export everything out either through the built-in encoder or I use compressor. Final Cut is $2.99 in the App Store, and yeah, that's basically it, guys. So if you like this video, remember to subscribe and to leave some comments below. Any questions you have, I'm going to leave links in the description about where a couple of places you can buy these items. Right now the Mark III is out, so you may want to get the 5D Mark III, or you may even want to do a Rebel. Now, the reason I did this video wasn't to show the tools I had, but to show you that there are many ways to accomplish the task that you're working on. So, for example, you don't have to buy a brand new MacBook Retina. You can get a 2012 model with 8 gigs of RAM and enough speed to run 4K for about, I would say about 1,100, maybe even under 1,000, depending on who you get it from. On eBay, of course. And I'm using a lantern instead of a tripod. So they're just ways of doing things. May not be the best. I don't recommend this setup, but because I'm not moving around, the camera's pretty stable. But it's better you invest in a proper tripod, which is what I intend to do. And I will do a review on that. I'll also do another review on the my 4K setup pretty soon, along with some other Thunderbolt drives. So I hope this video was helpful. Remember to like and subscribe. Until next time.